I'm back. Rodrance for the Black and White Network. Well, Joe Rogan is still unafraid to take heat. And he's about to take some heat. The media is already writing about this. But he made some comments yesterday about Joe Biden. And look, he come out and said, I didn't vote for Trump, but I also didn't vote for Joe Biden. And this is something me and Matrix talked about a lot on live streams prior to the election. The cognitive side of Joe Biden, right? Heading into the election. I just come out and said it. I think he's got early onset dementia. And I was shocked they were putting him out there as a candidate. I really was. We have seen that time and time again since he's been in office now. These little mess ups, these little word faux pas out there saying just the wrong thing. And, of course, he has a history of, let's just be honest here, saying some racist shit throughout time, and people that for some reason just accepted this guy hook, line, and sinker over on the left. Now they're seeing the issue with that. They've got nobody to run in 2024. They're talking about bringing Hillary back, for crying out loud, because mentally Joe can't handle this job. I don't know how he's going to make it all the way through his term. I really don't. And the scariest part about that is Kamala is waiting in the wings. Joe Rogan says he didn't vote for Biden because he can't talk right anymore. Joe Rogan said on his podcast Monday he did not vote for President Joe Biden because, quote, he can't talk anymore. By the way, guys, that's not really the headline in this. But this website, that's the headline they went with, okay? Joe Rogan said something else, and to me, that is the blatant headline. But they're not going to say that because it's really anti-Joe Biden. On Monday, Rogan was joined by fellow podcaster Coleman Hughes, and the conversation turned towards the 2020 election. Quote, that was one of the things people were saying, that I was a Trump supporter during the election because I said I would vote for Trump before I would vote for Biden, Rogan said. But I didn't vote for either. He added, the reason why I said that was like, you don't see this? Are you guys out of your fucking mind? You don't see this guy he can't talk right anymore. We've seen that over and over again. Podcaster told Hughes that Biden has always been a dummy, but who said a lot of silly shit, but argued Biden was at least previously articulate. Rogan concluded that Biden, and this is the headline, guys, Rogan concluded that Biden is a lifelong liar. That's the headline. Who has told all tall tales for decades to increase his popularity. Yeah, he's acting like he's the savior of the black community now. This guy's got a racist history going back 45 years, 50 years. Do you remember the jungle comment? Does anybody remember that? It's like everybody just got fucking amnesia when it comes to Joe Biden. Monday was far from the first time Rogan has challenged Biden's stamina, honesty, or cognitive health. Quote, I'd rather vote for Trump than Biden, Rogan said prior to the 2020 election. I don't think Biden can handle anything. You're relying entirely on his cabinet, and that's the scariest part. If you want to talk about an individual leader who can communicate, he can't do that. And I don't know what the fuck he'll be like after a year in office. By the way, he also slammed this idea that he really got a booster shot on live TV. Quote, I think if they were going to give him a booster shot, the last thing they would do would give it to him on live television, Rogan said. What if he dies? What if he blacks out? What if he gets it and faints? Because people have had very bad reactions, like in the moment, for whatever reason. Rogan has seemingly weathered the storm following multiple controversies stemming from conversations about COVID treatments, vaccines, mandates on his Spotify podcast. The world's most popular podcast also navigated his way through a controversy involving multiple uses of the N-word. Well, hell, shit. Joe Biden's used it, right? Nothing to see here. Please move along. That's kind of why you had Charlemagne the God come out and basically shill for Trump a couple of weeks ago, because he was like, at least with Trump, everything was clear cut. With Biden, sort of shady behind the scenes. And sometimes I wonder if his shadiness is just him being an idiot. Like a bumbling idiot, a bumbling fool, bumping into everything while he's trying to get through his thought process. You know why Putin is trying this shit right now with the Ukraine? It's because we got a limp dick leader in office. Trump, this firestorm would have never even started if Trump was in office. I think a lot of people are learning a lot of shit wouldn't have started if Trump was still in office. I do believe that. I mean, the fact is, a lot of people voted against Trump because they didn't like his mouth. Look, who gives a shit about his mouth? You're worried about Twitter readings. I mean, things he says on Twitter, and I'll self-admit, I wish sometimes Trump wouldn't get caught up in that stuff. Okay? Just don't get caught up in it. Don't worry about it. The point is, the businessman can get deals done, and he's certainly strong. He was strong in the forefront. And somebody like Putin wouldn't be doing this. I mean, Joe Biden looks like an old, weak man. He looks like an old, weak man. I mean, and he's your prototypical politician. He's going to go right out and lie. He's trying to get his damn deal pushed through, the Build Back Better bill that will destroy this country, for fuck's sakes. And we talked about so much prior to the election, his lack of mental acuity. I mean, he literally was... I almost felt bad for Joe Biden in the fact that people were actually parading him out there wanting him to be president when it was so clear from a mental acumen standpoint he couldn't do the job. But in part, I think that's what the Democrats kind of wanted. They kind of wanted Joe Biden to be weak behind the scenes. They wanted to puppet master his ass, right? They wanted somebody that the radical left could buffalo and try to push all these socialist radical policies out there. Now, it's kind of backfired on them because it's getting pretty clear that people are making choices that, look, these radical, like defund the police and all these policies, they're not going to go through now. They're not going to fly because they're not going to fly with your moderate Democrat. They're not going to fly. Your Joe Manchin types. There's a lot of Democrats out there like that. Your Bill Maher types. They're not going to fly. That defund the police, all of that kind of bullshit, the radical side, the socialist side, it is not going to fly. And they're going to lose voters. They'll lose crossover voters. Okay? They're already losing a lot of voters. I still just can't imagine 81 million votes. So, anyway, that's another subject for another channel, not on YouTube. But you get the point, anyway. Tell me what you think, Black and White Network fans. Joe Rogan has never been a Joe Biden fan. Now, he's not the biggest Donald Trump fan, but he's never been a Joe Biden guy. He just thought he could not do the job mentally. And I'm telling you, the headline in this is Joe Biden's a damn liar. I mean, look at everything surrounding Hunter and Joe and China and Russia. I mean, watch the Hunter Biden special on Fox Nation. Wow. I mean, freaking wow. I mean, that just tells you Joe Biden is knee-deep in some bullshit right now. And that's the other thing. What other entities are puppet mastering Joe right now? Not in this country. Yikes. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.